Hey guys, what's up? All right. It's Double Deuce back. Welcome back to Radio Out of Control. Yeah, you see, there's a bunch of stuff here. I got my Toyan V8 tore down, and I was losing some antifreeze. I didn't know how, where, why. It wasn't running like it did. So, anyways, let's grab your favorite beverage, popcorn, smoke, and we'll get to the bottom of it. We'll see what happened. So, stay tuned, man. Here we go. So, I tore it down because my right bank was just huffing antifreeze like crazy. It kept boiling over, and I couldn't figure out why. Now, this is the bank where I lost the rod. So, I thought, first off, it's got to be warped head. Maybe the piston hit the valve, you know. So, anyways, I checked it out and I looked, and you can see there's no damage nowhere under there, but there's a lot of oil. Look at the oil that's like slipping through these head gaskets. Now, this is a shim head gasket, and you see it's actually got bubbles in it where it got so hot that it was sucking the aluminum down in the thing. And if you notice at the very back, right here, you're going to see a little tweak in the gasket where the piston hit it when I lost the rod. So my first thought was, okay, you know, something, it bent a valve or something, you know, because it was running like crap. And I didn't really change the glow plugs or nothing. But when I was tearing the thing apart, I realized what I had seen was on the right bank, it skipped 2 teeth on the cam timing. So it was like I already got it apart. So I figured what I would do is go back over a couple of things with you guys. I want to get to the water pump debacle, okay? Because there's so many of them out there that, you know, everybody's complaining about the water pump. They don't know how to put it together because the directions did kind of suck. So here's what we got. Okay, we have your back plate here. You got your mid plate here, and then you got your front mount. So when I pull this apart, you'll see there's a gasket, a gear. On the inside here, you'll see a gear with a gasket. There is a bronze bushing that goes in the back here, okay? The bronze bushing goes in the back. Now I'll take the gear off, and the seal goes in the mid plate, and the bearing goes out here. So when you're putting it together, make sure that you put your Teflon gaskets in first, after the seal, and then your gear inside. Now, when you put them together, you got to line them up, and they fit nice and flush. So that I wanted to get to. Another thing that I wanted to get to, because I know some of you guys had your engines won't start. Now, my first thought was, did they put the camshafts in correctly? Because mine, they had 2 slots for camshafts. And now I don't know how they designed this engine, if both cams are the same or not. But when I first put mine together, I had mixed the camshafts up. So I tore it back apart again. So here's what I learned, okay? Now, I'm going to bring this over here. Now, at top dead center, okay, on the left bank, your valve, exhaust valve at the very back, is opening. So we'll try to show you how this is done. I got cables and wires and everything here. So let's take this and we'll bring it down there. That's where it should be. There's a little tension on it, but you'll see when you're moving that valve's about halfway open on the rear left bank of the engine. That's the driver's side. Now, on the right head, okay, when you bring this down to top dead center, which would be about there, your rear, I think it's the exhaust side. Yes, the rear exhaust side is opening. And you'll see it moving. But it's just closing on this side. It's closing on the right side, but opening on the left side. So check your camshafts before you wrap everything up there. Make sure that all your timing marks are set, and you can go from there. Now, another thing that I had dealt with this engine was all the bolts keep coming loose. I know I was revving it pretty crazy. And but you know, it was turning on for a good time there. After it threw the rod cap, it just seemed weak. So I'm tearing into it now to try to figure out what happened, why, and because it's a bummer, because this baby was ready to go. You know what I mean? It was ready to roll. I did my first test run. That's when the rod broke in the thing, and the rod bolt, I should say. I put it back together, and it was running pretty decent, but I only had 10% fuel. So I bought some new fuel. Now, this finally came in the mail. This is Red Max 20% nitro fuel. I guess they make this. So I bought 4 of these to get me through, you know, some testing and stuff, because I still need to do some testing for Kenneth there, who's coming up with the computer fuel injection for the NR200 and the L200. So, Kenny, I got the fuel finally. I got your pictures. I will try to get back with you. I mean, this is like the 3rd time I've tried to get fuel. The first time they canceled the sale because they didn't have any. The second time it got right to the town next to me, and apparently they broke open one of the bottles and it leaked everywhere. They had to send it back. And then the guy called me up, I think it was down South Carolina, and wicked cool guy, wicked cool. And here's the company, FHS, Cutting Edge Oils and Fuels, okay? So he put them right in a box and sent them right out, and I got them, seriously, like, you know, within a day or so. And I thank you for that. Because without fuel, we don't have a hobby, you know, unless we do electric. So, but anyways, I put the fuel in it, and the fuel's coming out, and I noticed, like, the gaskets, it's just flooded with oil. I mean, it's just flooded with oil. If you look at that gasket, it's just greasy and greasy as hell. And it was just coming out the cylinders' heads, and it was just a shit show. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to tear the heads apart, and I'm going to deck the heads to make sure that they didn't warp. And I'm going to try to deck the block lightly, and with the cylinder sleeves in it, to kind of see if we got any warpage, or if this shim is too thin. If it's too thin, I will make a head gasket myself, like I did on the L400, and I will install that in there. But as far as wear goes on this engine, there's very little wear other than the rod bearings themselves, where I put this thing through hell. I mean, this thing was just, you know, you can't ask for 13,000 RPMs out of you know, a comfortable 11,000 RPM engine without doing some damage. So, anyways, guys, like, share, subscribe if you want. I really appreciate everybody out there who's supported me. This build has gone crazy, you know, and it's blowing up the internet. So it keeps me keeping on this build. So, any of you guys with, I know there were some machining problems with some of these engines. The valve covers didn't fit the heads, and they had some rough stuff inside on a few of them there. If you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to hit me up. Like I say, I've been crazy busy. I've been trying to do multiple tasking, like, you know, keep the farts washed out of my work clothes, and I had to get my old Blazer up and running the last 2 days there because winter's rolling in, and so there's just been a multiple amount of things I had to do, and I'm still trying to keep up with the build for you guys because you guys are important to me. So anyways, guys, like, share, subscribe if you want. Love to all, and I'll catch you later. Adios.